This video is all about reincarnation, overpowered anime characters that get a second chance at life, awaken in a brand new world, and begin epic journeys where they're not just strong, they're absolutely broken from day one. We're talking about protagonists who remember everything from their past lives, keep all their abilities, or discover they're so ridiculously powerful in their new world that even the legendary heroes can't keep up. Grab your snacks and get ready for 10 Reincarnation Anime where the main character is basically playing life on easy mode. Let's dive in, starting off strong with number 10, the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. The most powerful exorcist in his world, Haruyoshi Kuga, was betrayed by his comrades and left to die. But this genius had one final trump card, a secret reincarnation spell he'd been holding onto for exactly this moment. The spell worked, but with a twist. Instead of being reborn in his own world, Haruyoshi awakens as Seika Lamprogue in a completely different realm filled with magic. Here's the kicker, this new world's magic system is nothing compared to his Onmyo arts from his previous life. While everyone around him uses basic elemental magic, Seika pulls out ancient exorcist techniques, summons powerful yokai spirits, and manipulates forces that this world doesn't even understand. If you love protagonists who start overpowered and only get more ridiculous as the story progresses, this anime delivers exactly that. Next up is number 9. Wise Man's Grandchild, where a salaryman dies in our world and reincarnates as Shin Walford in a fantasy realm. Abandoned as a baby and rescued by the legendary hero Merlin Walford, Shin grows up learning magic from literal legends. Merlin for magic, and his wife Melita for combat. Here's the problem, Merlin is a genius magician but terrible at teaching common sense. He trains Shin to manipulate magic at its fundamental level, giving him abilities that break every rule of conventional magic in this world. He invents new magic on the spot, accidentally revolutionizes the entire field of magical combat, and attracts attention from everyone, including demons who see him as a threat. The anime balances action, comedy, and a surprisingly sweet romance with Cicely Von Claude, a noble girl who becomes Shin's girlfriend. Unlike many isekai protagonists who remain dense, Shin actually recognizes his feelings and commits to a relationship, which is refreshingly straightforward. Now we're flipping the script with number 8. So I'm a spider, so what? An entire classroom of students gets caught in a mysterious explosion and reincarnates in a fantasy world. Most of them become princes, nobles, or heroes with incredible starting advantages. Our protagonist? She becomes a spider, the weakest monster in the most dangerous labyrinth in the world. But here's where it gets insane. While her former classmates are living comfortable lives discovering their cheat abilities, our spider protagonist is fighting for survival every single second. She's got a video game style system that shows her stats, skills, and evolution paths. Every monster she defeats, every challenge she overcomes makes her stronger, and she doesn't just survive, she thrives. Through pure determination, clever strategy, and an absolutely unhinged willingness to do whatever it takes, she evolves from a tiny spider into progressively more terrifying forms. This isn't just about becoming overpowered, it's about earning every bit of that power through the most hardcore survival gauntlet imaginable. Number 7. Saga of Tanya the Evil. Tanya takes the reincarnation formula and adds a terrifying twist. A ruthless Japanese salaryman who coldly fires an employee that later pushes him onto train tracks finds himself confronting a being that calls itself God. This salaryman is an atheist who believes only in logic and self-interest, and he refuses to acknowledge any higher power. Furious at his defiance, this godlike being X decides to teach him a lesson by reincarnating him in the worst possible circumstances, as an orphan girl named Tanya the Evil in a world about to explode into a brutal magical world war. But being X underestimates just how ruthless and brilliant this man's mind is. Even in a child's body, even as a girl in a world with gender discrimination, Tanya's tactical genius and complete lack of empathy make her a military prodigy. She's a sociopath leading troops in a war she treats like a business problem, calculating acceptable losses and executing strategies that win battles but cost thousands of lives. Number 6. My Next Life as a Villainess follows Katarina Klaes, a duke's daughter who hits her head as a child and suddenly remembers her past life as a Japanese high schooler who loved playing the Otome game Fortune Lover. The horrifying realization, she's been reincarnated as the game's villainess, the character who bullies the protagonist and gets either exiled or killed in every single route. Katarina's overpowered ability isn't combat strength, Its meta knowledge of the game's plot and an absolutely unshakable determination to avoid her doom flag. Katarina is so genuine, so earnest, and so unexpectedly kind that she accidentally makes every single love interest fall for her instead of the game's original heroine. Number 5. Ascendance of a Bookworm. Ascendance of a Bookworm follows Urano Motosu, a Japanese college student and book lover who dies in an earthquake and reincarnates as Mine, a frail 5-year-old girl in a medieval fantasy world where books are luxury items only nobles can afford. Mine's overpowered ability is her knowledge. She remembers everything from her previous life: chemistry, engineering, business strategies, and countless bookmaking techniques. In a world without paper, printing presses, or even basic literacy among commoners, her modern knowledge makes her a revolutionary force. Number 4. The Eminence in Shadow. The Eminence in Shadow follows Sid Kagenu, a boy obsessed with becoming the ultimate mastermind who controls everything from the shadows. When he dies and reincarnates in a fantasy world, he finally gets his chance to live out his dream. Sid creates an organization called Shadow Garden to fight against a fictional cult controlling the world from the shadows. He makes up elaborate lore, recruits powerful girls, gives dramatic speeches, and stages everything like he's the protagonist of a spy thriller. There's just one problem: the cult he invented as a joke actually exists, and everything he makes up accidentally turns out to be true. This is comedy gold mixed with genuinely incredible action. Sid is absurdly overpowered. When he drops the act and goes all out, the animation and music make it feel like the world is ending. Number 3. Mushoku Tensei. Mushoku Tensei is widely considered the gold standard of reincarnation anime. A 34-year-old NEET with a wasted life dies and reincarnates as Rudeus Greyrat in a fantasy world, determined to live without regrets this time. What makes Rudeus overpowered is his combination of adult mentality, childhood magical potential, and genuine dedication to improvement. He starts training magic from infancy, learning everything he can, and becomes a prodigy who can cast without chanting, something incredibly rare in this world. But Mushoku Tensei isn't just about power, it's about genuine character growth. Rudeus carries trauma and flaws from his past life. He makes mistakes, faces consequences, learns, and slowly becomes a better person. The anime doesn't shy away from his problematic behaviors, but shows his genuine efforts to change. Number 2. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Tensura follows Satoru Mikami, a 37-year-old corporate worker who gets stabbed protecting his co-worker and reincarnates as a slime, literally the weakest monster in fantasy worlds. Except this slime has 2 incredibly broken abilities: Predator, which lets him devour anything and gain its skills, and Great Sage, an AI-like skill that analyzes everything and helps him make optimal decisions. What starts as a weak slime quickly becomes the most overpowered existence in the world. Rimuru Tempest, as he names himself, befriends a sealed dragon, devours him with permission, and gains dragon-level power while simultaneously freeing his new best friend, Veldora. He encounters goblins being threatened by wolves, and instead of ignoring them, he helps, gaining loyal followers who evolve into powerful beings under his leadership. This pattern continues throughout the series. Rimuru's overwhelming kindness and strategic thinking attract more followers, and his unique skills let him turn even weak monsters into formidable forces. And finally, at number 1, Overlord. Momonga is a max-level player in the MMORPG Yggdrasil, staying online until the very last second before the servers shut down. But when the clock hits 0, he doesn't get logged out. Instead, he's trapped in the game world as his character, Ainz Ual Gaun, an undead overlord with world-ending power. And he's not alone. The NPCs he and his guildmates created over years of gameplay are now alive with personalities, memories, and complete loyalty to him. His guild base, Nazarick, is staffed by level 100 beings who can casually crush armies, and they all worship Ainz as their supreme leader and god. Here's the twist. Momonga is just a regular office worker role-playing as an evil overlord, but his undead racial traits suppress his emotions, and his followers expect brilliance from their creator. So Ainz has to constantly improvise, making vague statements that his hyper-intelligent subordinates interpret as genius-level strategies. The result is darkly hilarious. Ainz accidentally conquers nations, destabilizes kingdoms, and reshapes the political landscape while internally panicking that someone will realize realize he's winging it. And there you have it, 10 Reincarnation Anime where the main character is living life on God mode. From exorcists wielding ancient magic to salarymen becoming demon lords, these protagonists prove that a second chance at life plus overpowered abilities equals absolutely legendary entertainment. Which one are you adding to your watch list first? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more anime recommendations just like this.